Hi friends, and welcome back to Gardening Suburbia. My name is Amanda and welcome to the channel if you're new here. If not, welcome back. Today we are talking about cold stratification. So cold stratification is a process naturally done outside for seeds that need a dormant period. So last season I tried growing lavender and some broadleaf sage, and my germination success on those varieties were extremely low. I don't think I got any germination on any of those. I realized that these seeds needed a cold dormant period in order for them to be successful. So I did some research, and there's a couple different ways of going about this. The most typical being using a plastic bag with a sheet of paper towel that is lightly damped, and then putting your seeds in that, dating it, putting the variety, and then placing this baggie in your fridge. With larger seeds, you can use different mediums such as cocoa coir or sand. Again, you're gonna go ahead and lightly wet those mediums just because the seeds do need a little bit of moisture. I've also actually heard of people who place the seed packet as is, just straight into the fridge. So it's really up to you on how you want to experiment with this. I'm gonna do the paper towel and dampening it just a little bit and putting it in the fridge method. But totally up to you. You can do whatever you find works best. I have a couple different varieties of things that I'm going to be doing this with. So I have my rose verbena from the Buffalo Seed Company. Last year I tried growing Bells of Ireland, which is a really pretty like filler green flowery thing for cut flowers. They have really long stems and they're bright green with bell-shaped blooms. Next I have some broadleaf sage, just the run-of-the-mill rosemary, some true lavender. I have some limoncello lemon balm, as well as some mandarin lemon balm. So these two I'm actually going to be using for tea purposes. I love lavender. It smells so good. Cooking for rosemary and sage, cut flowers, and then this is just for prettiness in the garden to bring in those pollinators. Let us start by labeling our bags. I don't want to get confused by what seeds are what, and I want to make sure that I put the date, today's date on these, because some of these will be in the fridge for varying lengths of time. Some of them I needed to actually start pretty I probably should have started this process like 2 weeks ago, but so many seeds, so many different varieties that I'm looking at, and I just recently stumbled upon cold stratification, so I just wanted to bring it to light to you guys as well. So the big question is knowing whether or not your seeds need cold stratification. The basic overarching consensus is that if your seed is from an area or native from an area that gets cold winters, they're probably gonna need that cold stratification. So whether you are tossing your seeds outside 2 to 3 weeks before that last frost and giving them that natural cold stratification from outdoors, or you are putting them in your fridge to give them that cold dormant period and then starting them inside. Either way, there are some that really do benefit from that cold stratification and give you better germination rates. Alright, so we are going to label all of our bags so we do not get our seeds mixed up in the fridge, because that would be kind of sad. So we're gonna start with the true lavender, and it is the 12th of February. We're actually gonna put when we need to plant these out as well. I did make sure to do research on all of the varieties to be sure I knew how long they needed to be cold stratified and then went ahead and found the plant date that made the most sense for how long they needed to be inside growing. The easiest way to know if your seeds need to be cold stratified is to look it up on Google. I know it's not really like the best answer that most people would want, but it would be nearly impossible for me to go over every single variety that needs to be cold stratified. You are lucky if some of these seed packets actually do say to do some kind of cold stratification, whether that's planting them outside before the last frost or putting them in a cold spot like the fridge. So the Buffalo Seed Company said that these seeds need to experience cold stratification. So they said that. I'm pretty sure MI Gardener, MI Gardener also said that these seeds need to be cold stratified. Some of these I will not be starting today, like the lemon balms, just because these are ones that I'm going to be actually physically planting in soil on March 24th, and they only need to be in the fridge for 2 weeks. So these guys I don't need to actually start the cold stratification process until March 10th, which is about another month away. So I'm going to hold off on those. But I believe my rosemary, sage, and lavender can all be started today. The Bells of Ireland, the limoncello, and the mandarin lemon balms are gonna wait just a little bit longer. But for our purposes, this works perfectly because I can still show you exactly how to do it. So I've got my true lavender. I need just 2 more for the sage and the rosemary. And then we're gonna put the plant out date as March 10th for the true lavender, which gives it 4 weeks approximately to get a good cold stratification. For the rosemary, we're going to plant this in soil on February 27th, which is about 2 weeks of cold stratification for that. And then lastly, we're going to label for sage, 2/12, and then plant in soil March 3rd. The last step, I'm going to be placing a sheet of paper towel in each of these bags. I have the half sheets, which works perfectly for the sandwich sized bags. I can just fold it in half and then get it moist. Place my seeds on the inside. I have a bowl of water with just like a teaspoon. You could use a spoon. You could just pour or dribble some water into these bags. But I don't want to put too much because I don't want it to be sopping wet because I don't want the seeds to get moldy. But I want there to be enough water in there that the paper towel is mostly wet, not completely wet. Well, not like drowning in water. I mean, probably do like 4 teaspoons. Three is probably great. All right, so this is the true lavender. I'm gonna go ahead and let's place a few seeds in here. I might just put them all. Yeah, because I believe this is an older seed packet. So each year your germination of seeds, if you have a seed packet from like 1990, your germination rates aren't going to be as high as those for seeds that were given to you or you bought from this year. But it doesn't mean that the seeds won't germinate at all. So basically just spreading the seeds into an even layer and having them covered. As you can see, a lot of them are bunched up right here, but they are mostly thinned out to a single layer. This is gonna be perfect. I'm gonna go ahead and seal this bag up. You can kind of see that this corner and this corner are kind of still dry. This bag is just gonna go into my fridge for the next, 4 weeks? And then we're gonna have some beautiful, wonderful smelling lavender, which is gonna be great for handmade soaps, hand salves. I'm really excited for the herb garden this year, simply because I'm going to use one of my green stalks simply for herbs, and I'm so excited for it. I'm going to be saving a lot of those herbs and preserving them for over the winter and for making of a couple different types of like meat rubs and seafood rubs and all of that. So we have the rosemary finished there. Last but not least, we'll do the sage. So this is a seed that maybe you could get away with doing in sand just because it is a larger seed, but I'm just gonna use this because that's what I have. Do not have sand just lying around in my house. So I hope that was at least semi-helpful. I know I don't give a big ol' list of herbs, sorry for the door, a big ol' list of herbs or flowers that need that cold stratification. Sometimes you get lucky and the back of the seed packet has that information. Other times you just have to kind of Google it and see what the internet says. So for these 3 packets that are ready for cold stratification, I'm going to place them in my fridge. I'm not going to show you my fridge because it is a hot mess. Today is Super Bowl Sunday, so I have a whole bunch of things in here, plus some. But I'm going to just place these on one of my shelves. So right here with my sourdough starter that is taking a brief little nap, I will place that right in there next to them. In a place where I'll see them and I won't forget about them. I will place some notes. I'll place some notes on my my calendar and make sure that I don't forget about them in the fridge. But I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I'll go ahead and put one up here for you guys to enjoy until my next upload. But until then, thanks for joining me and I'll see you next time.